Hello everyone, it's Oliver Harper here, and I'm back with my good friend Brad Watson for another Joe Dante commentary. How you doing,
Howdy.
Brad?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yes, I today we are doing Inner Space.
We are.
So if you wish to sync this commentary with your own copy of the film, put the timestamp to 0 and press play now.
The old Warner Brothers. The, I believe that's the Jerry Goldsmith orchestration of it.
That was it
Yeah.
first with Gremlins,
First
wasn't
with
it?
Gremlins, yeah.
Yeah. This movie was a bit of a bomb when it came out. Sadly, it cost 25 million and
Completely ridiculously so.
I think maybe because 27 it made 25 domestically.
Yeah, domestically.
But that's domestically. I mean,
Yeah.
there's still no box office results for its worldwide stuff. So maybe it crossed over
Yeah.
its budget and
I'm sure it did. I remember as a kid it being everyone saw it
yeah.
in the cinema. You know, like all my mates, we all had seen this film. We all loved it.
Because there is if you go online, there is a video of its premiere, and I believe it's at the Point in Milton Keynes, the multiplex
right.
cinema.
Yeah.
And
Oh, really?
I think it might be a Children in Need sort of charity event, but
Right.
they've got the stars of Inner Space there. Pretty crazy. This is meant to. It's a really crazy opening sequence
love
where
this.
it's ice, you know,
Yeah.
in this in this glass.
Yeah, you just don't know what it is. You
No.
have no idea. You're like, is this inside the body? What is this? It's all a bit glisteny, and then it just turns out to be in the ice that's going to get covered in alcohol and drunk by Dennis Quaid. Great, but then you got this synth music and the Goldsmith stuff starts up, and it's just like, here we go, guys. We're in for a fantasy treat. I think this film is bloody marvelous. I love it.
It's such a shame it failed, though. You
Yeah.
know, it's it had no reason really to fail because it was received so well by critics.
Yeah,
and
well-
people who watched it really enjoyed it. It's just apparently the marketing just
Yeah.
didn't do its job. And you were saying, Brad, because Joe Dante had said like Warner Brothers was so confident in the movie that they felt they didn't really need to market it.
Need to
you know.
spend any money on the marketing. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what he says. I mean, I don't know if he's being
It's
facetious about
it's
it,
his theory.
but yeah, but because everyone, when the film finished, when they were previewing it, when they were screening it, everyone was just coming out and going, "What a wonderful, great movie! What a wonderful romp!"
Would you say this is Joe Dante's best movie then?
Oh, I find it very difficult to choose a favorite film of Joe Dante. I think.
I think it's certainly the most ambitious.
I mean, it's definitely his most complex, effects wise and all that. And the effects are just mind blowingly good. It's it's definitely one of his most entertaining to to the masses, I guess, as a more of a palatable. Whereas my probably my favourite films of his are probably Matinee and Gremlins, and they're quite. And even though Gremlins is his biggest hit, it's still quite, there's a lot of in jokes. Whereas Inner Space is definitely, and I think Dante says it himself. It was a conscious attempt on his part to do something slightly more commercial, slightly more palatable to ordinary folk.
Yeah. Because a lot of these other movies kind of rely on homages to kind of 50s B movies.
Yeah.
And his youth.
Yeah.
Where this kind of tries to be a little bit more contemporary with its ideas
Yes.
and its references.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, but he's still, Jerry Goldsmith is still goes all 60s with his synth stuff for the evil scientists and things like that. It does start to feel a bit Fantastic Voyagey, which is great. This is a great line. I didn't take a dump down the leg of my flight suit. But what I love about this is it really sets up Tuck Pendleton. And this line here, is, come on, boys, isn't this what you always wanted, a piece of Tuck Pendleton? Yeah, it just literally shows, this guy is a loose cannon, and he always has been. And that's Jeffrey Boam, the writer.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, that's Jeffrey Boam, the writer, playing the interviewee. And of course, Boam's a great writer. I mean, he did. He did Last Crusade, obviously, and Lost Boys. I think he did the same year as this. But he helped with the script to Lethal Weapon, and then got full credit on Lethal Weapons 2 and 3, I think.
because Shane Black didn't he? Well, he came up with the story for number 2, but didn't.
Yeah,
I don't think he finished the screenplay.
yeah. But this was, I guess this was Jeffrey Boam's time right here, because he's got Lost Boys, and then he's about to be commissioned to do Last Crusade. I mean, who wouldn't want to be at that time commissioned to do the third Indiana Jones film?
Yeah. Well, this is the I think, is it the third and final sort of Spielberg and Dante collaboration?
Yes, yeah. If you including Twilight Zone the movie, Gremlins, and this.
Because he wasn't involved. Was Amazing Stories during this time that Spielberg produced?
I believe so. I think Amazing Story.
Try to think if Joe Dante had made an
I think it started
episode.
in '86. Yeah, Dante did an episode.
Yeah.
I think he might have done 2, but I know he definitely did 1.
I love his kind of pointless robotic arm he's got just to pour vodka. I think it'd be far quicker to do it yourself,
Yeah,
And
but then that gag is brought up later in the movie in the
trying to get the chip.
in the chip, and he just grabs it and puts it in and shocks himself and has a go at the guy for not telling him.
Well, this is the movie where Meg Ryan and Dennis Quaid at first kind of met and formed a relationship and were married in '91 and unfortunately divorced in 2001.
I mean, Meg Ryan, she she's cute as hell in this. She really is. And so you can see why they cast, because she hadn't really done anything other than Top Gun. I think she'd done other stuff, but it was Top Gun. She had a small part in Top Gun, and I think that's where. And of course, here we go, Mr. Dick Miller.
No Dante film
Yep.
is without Dick Miller.
Yep. He has a great line at the end of this. Sure hope you didn't leave your purse back there. And I remember
gets his towel caught in the door.
Yeah, this is so good. And the toe thing, the toe gag that comes up later, where he uses it as a way for Lydia to know that it has to be him. And Martin Short says the line, "It was my heart that was broken, and not my toe." And he goes, "What?" So I remember in the cinema this everyone laughing their asses off at this moment when the towel's whipped away from him. He's just standing there, stark bollock naked, yelling "Lydia" at the top of his voice.
He's in shape. He's got a 6-pack, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Hell.
he was in good shape. he's
tensing for this scene. Come on,
he's
show it all off.
Yeah, he obviously spent a day working out just before shooting this. But here we go, and then you can see the towel has been caught in.
He's kind of a bit like a Jim Carrey mixed with Christopher Reeve kind of look.
Yeah. But I think the pitch for this movie. I mean, obviously, I think the idea to recreate something like Fantastic Voyage was on
under the sea, it's
for a
inside
while.
your body.
Yeah, But I think it was when they came up with the idea of making it more like a Lewis and Martin movie. If you took Dean Martin, and injected him into Jerry Lewis, and that's what this is. So here we have William Shallot as the Doctor, who was the Doctor for the Incredible Shrinking Man.
Was he?
Yeah. That's one of.
So this is like the reference.
Yeah. So he can't resist. Joe Dante cannot resist doing these little gags that no one is going to know unless you're some kind of aficionado. But he obviously was a doctor, or plays the dentist in the in Mant, in the matinee spoof film. He's great. He's great in that. He's brilliant in this. He's so good in this, especially when he starts talking about the medieval remedy was to flail the skin off the body with brands of iron. Later on, he starts saying that.
I had the nightmare because he's dreaming of this kind of this old lady who's coming to buy her stuff, but it's also the same actress who pops up in Gremlins 2,
Yep.
who's the cooking show.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Kathleen Freeman.
Does she pop up in anything else? What Joe's done? I think it's just Gremlins 2 and InnerSpace.
Yeah, I don't think so. I know she had another scene in this that was cut out. I think she's turned up at the wedding at the end. Because like everyone turns up at the wedding at the end, and
Yeah.
none of them know Dennis Quaid or Meg Ryan. They're all Martin Short's mates. So this scene I believe was a reshoot. This whole doctor scene.
There's a number of reshoots in the
Yeah.
movie. Because online it says like the main villain that goes inside Martin Short was a different actor
That's
altogether.
right. Yeah,
and
they
because-
recast him.
They recast him, yeah. So that's a redo reshoots, and they recast him with the guy from Mad Max and
Yeah, Vernon Wells.
yeah, and Commando
And Weird Science.
and Weird Science, yeah.
He's awesome in that. But yeah, I think they reshot this because they wanted to introduce Martin Short with a bit more slapstick. I think in the original idea, the scene was more about transitioning in and out of the dream, and going and being a bit sort of arty with the lights changing and things happening, and making it a bit more surreal. And then they decided that it sets the wrong tone for the film. They wanted this is a comedy. We need to go back in, shoot it a bit simpler, and have more physical comedy.
Well, this moment here, the photography here is very kind of played out like a comedy. There's nothing fantastical about it. There's a very kind of very quite flat actually. It's lighting on purpose.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that was a conscious decision. That's a Gremlin car. And this sequence here is quite interesting because the camera and all the lights were reflected in this guy's sunglasses. So they had to go in and map them out.
Really?
Yeah. I think I don't think ILM did it. I think Peter Curran did it.
That's an incredibly difficult thing to do.
Back in those days,
and you can't even see any sort of travelling mats there.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
Luckily, it's only literally one shot and he takes them off.
I think he puts them back on. I'm not sure, but yeah.
The guy's like, "Oh no, we've got two more."
But that's what those were the days of shooting. Yeah, look, the glasses are back on again. If you look really carefully, you can see some wibbly matte lines on the edge of the glasses. But that was sometimes those things happen when you were shooting on film and you didn't have high definition playback. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know until the next day and when you projected the rushes.
Here's Dante's DP,
John Horer, who didn't DP this.
It's Andrew Laszlo. Wasn't it?
Andrew Laszlo did this. Who he did a lot of stuff as well. Andrew Laszlo. He did First Blood and Poltergeist 2.
Yeah.
I think after this he does Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier.
You want to roll?
Yeah. But yeah, so this is John Horer so he DP'd Gremlins and Explorers, I think, and I think he came.
I think
back,
he may
did
have
Gremlins
even
2.
done some second unit on this.
Probably did, yeah. But they didn't use him purely because they just wanted it, because John Horer was known for his very sort of Norman Rockwellian sort of soft lighting and soft look, which you watch Gremlins, it's great and it's beautiful, but with this they wanted a more clean, scientific feel. But so this bit of music now is where the theme starts coming in, and it's so good. And apparently Joe Dante temp scored the whole film with Randy Newman's The Natural.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And apparently Jerry Goldsmith wasn't happy. He was like, "Stop doing that." But,
composers hate
yeah,
directing stuff, temping stuff, because they end up cutting to the music that's not actually going to be in the film.
yeah. But yeah, I have my own opinions on that.
The problem is the composers find the directors fall in love with the temp.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But I often design scenes to music, and shoot them with the music in mind.
Yeah.
So when I cut it to that temp music, I'm like, well, I always intended it to be this way. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm not Joe Dante.
So Brad, you saw this in the cinema, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yeah. I was a kid.
Was there a big queue? Was there a big queue to get into your local Canon flea pit?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, because we were discussing last night when we were over a couple of beers. I was talking about the old flea pit Canon, or it was an ABC, and then it became a Canon in Basildon in Essex. And I have such fond childhood memories of just queuing up around the car park to see movies like this, and Batman, and Last Crusade, and just remember queuing up with my mates from school, and on a Saturday. And these were the kind of movies that we went in to see, and it just fed my imagination. And at this point of the game, I'm coming to see this film knowing who Joe Dante is, knowing who Jerry Goldsmith is, knowing all the players basically, and being really excited about seeing the next film from the guy that gave us Gremlins. And it was so I've got a lot of affection for this film because it's really plays a strong role in my childhood. The wiring of my brain to become who I became, basically. But
my first experience with InnerSpace, very much like I think maybe Masters of the Universe, was because it was part of the X rental tape for Superman 4. So you had the trailer for He-Man and InnerSpace.
Right. Okay.
It's part of those Warner Brothers kind of countdown trailer.
Things,
yeah. But this one didn't have all their sort of gubbins over it, where it's got the Warner Brothers kind of lines, like a video magazine kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what is this InnerSpace? And then, because this must have been 88, 89, I think then it was out to rent.
Yeah.
And, this was, like as Brad said, this is very much part of my youth, this movie was. And it was always on TV. It was always like a Saturday afternoon, they'd play it in the afternoon. And then it was, because this is PG, there's nothing too graphic about it.
Yeah.
I think they may have trimmed a little bit in the afternoon when people get shot.
The vibrator joke is always cut out.
Yeah.
Which we'll point out when that comes. If you pardon the pun. Right, this I remember when I was in the cinema. This bit of music coming up was where I suddenly got pimples. I remember distinctly going, "Oh my god!" And it's when as the arm with the chip goes into the in towards the pod. It's just the boom 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 moments. I remember sitting in the cinema going, "Oh, this is these are my boys making a movie." I was like, "Yeah, they're doing it." John Hoare is so good.
Well, because that wasn't that the choice because they thought this kind of.
This is the music. Look, this bit here, as it goes in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just those little touches used to just get to me. Used to get you to. Anyway, So
because they've written out the character for the scientist, and I just thought, oh my god, John could easily play this.
Yeah.
So instead of
I think it was Spielberg that suggested it.
Was it?
I think they said the character needs to be someone like John Hoare, and Spielberg went, well, why didn't you get John to do it? And funny joke, I think Mike Fennell went, no, he's not an actor. And Spielberg said, "Give it a try." He does a
great job with it.
He's fantastic. He's so endearing as well. You feel really, really sorry for him when he dies.
Did he photograph the hole? Is it the hole?
The hole. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll have to fact check that. So this is, I think someone asked Joe Dante, so why did the pod have to spin around for that, and I think he went, because it looked cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, look, that's all just slow frame rate. So they're just spinning it and just altering the frame rate of the camera to make it look. And then apparently all these, the wind that happens is everything gets sucked towards the pod because as it's miniaturizing, it creates a vacuum.
Look at that effect. Yeah. That is brilliant. When he just sort of goes,
it's just
breaks apart.
Yeah. And it's all getting sucked away. It's like, okay, look, it's ludicrous, it's ridiculous, but you totally buy it.
You totally buy it because what they're showing you, with the computer graphics and the live action material, it's translating and explaining everything so clearly.
Yeah.
it doesn't need techno babble dialogue.
Yeah,
It just shows
no
you.
one tells you what's going on. You're
Yeah.
just watching it happen, and
Yeah.
you're buying it. And that's just a tiny little blue screen element there floating around. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Joe Dante's cameo coming up in a bit. He just walks through a door and gets knocked out by the gas. And this knockout gas, I don't know if it's a real thing or not.
Yeah, they
but
just go, "Rah!" and
but
just
it's
fall
great.
asleep
Yeah, but
instantly,
again,
don't they?
I buy it. It's just like, look. Well, it's like you buy it because they're all scientists, and you're like, well, maybe they've developed something like that. Who knows? Maybe it's a real thing. I don't know. I don't keep up to date with chemical warfare.
Keep up to date. Like a fanzine.
But, yeah. And this is great. I love that because it's not in focus because obviously it's the magnification's so high for him to see that.
I love he's like
and he's like looking out.
He's looking, yeah.
Great. So yeah, I think Joe Dante's cameo coming up right now in the next shot. Here he comes. Oop. And down he goes. Your director, ladies and gentlemen. Look, this acid card thing that goes in, and again, you just buy it. It's like,
Yeah, it kind of like,
yeah,
that would kind of make sense.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you just buy it. And apparently, all these extras are all these people in the lab are real scientists, real lab technicians. They're not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're not actors. They just wanted.
I mean, a movie? Great.
Yeah, exactly. They just wanted people that would do it and just look naturally like lab technicians. Here we go. Right, now this is Fiona Lewis, and she's an Essex girl. She was born down the road from me in Leon C. Yeah, and she's now married to Art Linson, who produced The Untouchables and Scrooged.
Oh, really? Love how when she whips the hat off, hair just goes.
Yeah, just
ginormous 80s hair.
Yeah. Snap on.
Snap on.
Just because she's got snap on hands. I love the way you just reveal that character like that, just with this music and just seeing his hands.
His fingers like always kind of like pointing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a gun.
Because it's a gun.
Well, good.
and this is great because the implication here is
they had some sort of relationship.
Yeah, exactly. And she's totally dominant. She's like, the implications are that she's got strange tastes in sex.
Yeah. Bennett.
Let off some steam, Bennett. Okay. Harry Horror. He's so I think a lot of this stuff was directed by the second unit director, Glenn Randall, who was the original double for Indiana Jones.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, that's usually so before Vic Armstrong.
Yeah. In Raiders of the Lost Ark, it was Glenn Randall, and I believe it was on the set of Raiders of the Lost Ark that Spielberg and Lucas were calling after Harrison Ford because they wanted to talk to him, and he kept walking away from them, and they kept yelling out Harrison, and they ran up to him, and it wasn't Harrison Ford, it was Vic Armstrong. And it's like, and I think it was from that moment that they went, okay, if we need another double for Harrison Ford, you're our guy. Look, I love that shot. Look at that. Okay, I have to point out that the action sequences in this movie are phenomenally good. This is great, especially when he goes out into the traffic. But
They're being punished.
But the scene, obviously later down the line when Martin Short is hanging on the back of the truck.
That is superb.
It's
really good.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
So as we will see later on, when Dennis Quaid is kind of injected into Martin Short, and you see inside his body, I mean, they really strive to do a lot of this sort of the body parts within camera. They really keep the kind of optical work to a minimum. And when you see it, as you if you've never seen this film before, I mean, I'm sure you have, listening to this commentary. You can see why it won an Academy Award for its visual effects.
Yeah,
they are just sublime.
Yeah. I remember watching it in the cinema. I was just being blown away by it all.
See, Martin Short, he'd done a number of comedy movies, and I think was this around the same time as The Three Amigos?
Yeah, I think The Three Amigos came out just before it.
And I remember a couple of years ago thinking, I think when I even did the review of this InnerSpace for my channel, and
okay, I love this shot, look, penguin with the penguins, and then we
good,
track in on the evil-looking penguin who then walks away to reveal Mr. Hygo.
No, the best bit though is when he shoots the guy, I think, and the guy's seen him, and so he punches him in the side.
Yeah,
of the
I
rib.
know.
He goes,
Yeah.
"Oh!"
He goes, did you see that? Oh,
One of the best bits. But I thought to myself, I hadn't seen Martin Short in anything for a while because I knew he was in Mars Attacks, and was he in Father of the Bride?
yeah, he was in both
I thought
of them.
so. Yeah. See, he'd popped up in he'd done obviously a large number of comedy films. Some of them are really bad.
Yeah.
Like he had a really kind of uneven kind of like
I love this
film career.
It's just statistically looking at this kid whilst he blows the smoke
I
out.
would have added like a sound effect, like a boom.
Yeah.
Well, What's that guy's t-shirt? What was he wearing then? Oh, it's gone there. Looked like a really early Star Wars t-shirt.
Right. I love it.
This does look a bit like the same mold that was used in Commando.
It does, doesn't it? I wonder if
It could be.
I don't know. I think on the commentary track they say what mold it is.
Yeah.
Okay, and here we go. And this is where it all begins. I love that shot of Dennis
Great.
Quaid. Yeah,
That's
you
great.
really feel
With the
the
fatty
G-force.
cells.
Yeah, and
fatty
then suddenly,
cells there.
bam.
Did they cut the line earlier when he got inside this little spaceship thing? Did he say "Let's get small"?
No,
That's
yeah,
in the trailer.
yeah, it's in the trailer, and it's actually the name of the track on the soundtrack.
Yeah,
but
they cut.
but
that
he
or
never says
something.
it.
Yeah, because
they cut it out.
I thought to myself, I don't recall hearing that a
Dude,
minute ago.
if you notice the ways, the only people that are around him are dressed as animals.
Yeah, they who care,
It's all the.
It's so bonkers. You're like, what is going on?
It's really surreal. Last thing he sees are all these animals. Here we go. This is your favourite.
I love this moment.
He just reaches out. And the thing is you totally buy that this guy just gets away with this stuff. Especially here. This is where he uses the...
He pops the balloon.
with the needle, he just... and the clown just looking sad and forlorn.
Oh, man. I love that shot.
I just think this movie is just jam-packed with great little gags like that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so these are fat... These fat cells are apparently
balloons.
Jello.
Oh, Jello, is it?
They're Jello that were put in balloons to make them round and then frozen. That's, I believe that's how Dennis Muren described it. Yeah,
Crazy. I'm sure there's a whole book on this, like in Cine Effects or Cine Effects.
Yeah, we'd have
magazine.
to look at that because there's some. I've got in one of the ILM books I've got that it talks about it a bit. And Henry Gibson, who of course we saw in the Burbs
and Gremlins 2.
Gremlins 2. He just has a tiny little role that I just think is brilliant.
Oh, for smoking, isn't it? Yeah.
Go on, smell it. He's just looking at it.
Because in the trailer for InnerSpace, it uses the music from Gremlins. Not Gremlins, the Goonies. Sorry, the Goonies, sorry, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
So that's when I did my review. I kind of try and copied that trailer. I kind of grew up watching,
Yeah. So now Dennis Quaid is basically going to spend the whole movie sitting in that little chair.
And those would be the only opticals, wouldn't it? Be just compositing the
Yeah.
craft
Yeah.
over these kind of in-camera elements.
But you see a lot of the stuff is they did as much of that in camera as well.
Yeah.
I mean that was obviously.
I mean, you didn't even see
optical,
the travelling mat around.
No, the opticals
thing.
are
That's
superb,
really good.
and this is all pre-digital. This is it's all optical compositing.
Because me and Brad were kind of discussing some of the some of the the last kind of
Look, watch the eggs. Wendy Shao, she puts the thing on the eggs. Look.
crushes them. Me and Brad were talking about the sort of the last of the kind of decent optical films done with the analog style of visual effects, and I think it was kind of like Ghostbusters 2, this very very much, and what was the other movie that Total Recall, and there was one other ones we were quite impressed with. Oh, Back to the Future 2.
Yes, Back to the Future 2.
Before things went to digital, you know.
Insanely
And that's Ron Howard's dad.
Ron Howard's dad there again. Yep. And I think Chuck Jones is in this as well.
Look at Bugs Mullet in the back there. God, he's a good punch.
The 80s.
My favourite bit is when he tries to, obviously he needs to see, doesn't he? So he shoots that grappling hook into his eyeball.
Into the back of his eyeball.
Oh, God.
And you really feel the pain. Is that with or without the coupons?
Well, they say to him, "Oh, like, what have you done?" It's like, I haven't done anything. I've just scanned the items, and this is how much it's priced. Yeah. What am I going to do?
What am I going to do?
Let's just take off 100,000. Yeah.
Exactly. But the only reason he's nervous is because this was from his dream, and he thought he was going to get shot.
Sure.
It's totally bizarre. This, I mean, it's totally bizarre that this is following his dream.
Would they allow people to smoke in a store back in '87?
I believe so.
He just eats loads of it, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's just.
It's always in that in films, isn't it? In like American films, when they got like these pills they take for their medication, they're eating loads of them, like M&Ms.
Yeah,
you know, it's like you're supposed to take 2 or 1.
She comes in all tender and then gives him a slap. And this is where the music is. He also starts bringing in these swirling strings that really go to town in a minute when he's heading towards the middle ear.
Yeah,
I again in the cinema I just remember this is so atmospheric. It really is.
because it's also like with the music, he can balance out the sort of the music to sort of complement the comedy.
Yeah.
But also once you go inside the body, go back to the sort of serious kind of science fiction sound.
Yeah, exactly. It just becomes a movie about the wonders of the unknown.
That is so cool when he cuts that open.
And this, and this is great. And suddenly you know what this is. These are red blood cells. He's going into the arteries, and he's.
Do you remember that cartoon where it's all about all these little characters that live inside you? And it may have been a French cartoon, but it's dubbed over in English, maybe. But they want to send a message to the brain. This character grabs the message and he runs all the way up to the brain.
Oh, wait, no, I don't. No,
yeah,
I
it was kind of. I think it was slightly like an educational thing.
Yeah.
But it was on in the morning on Channel 4 in the UK. And,
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's this kind of little It was weird. I need to find out what it was.
Now he's at I love it. She comes in with the coffee. And then she just puts the cigarette out in it.
Yeah. That is so cool. I mean, and also getting the reaction from Martin Short to sort of pretend something's on his eye. You buy it all. It all kind of works.
Absolutely. You get exactly what's going on here.
Oh, see that effect there? I think that was like a projected image. Inside.
There's like in the models of the pod, there's tiny little screens, little projectors projecting. And the thing is you have to also imagine all this from the point of view of these other characters that have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And he's just randomly, his behaviour is just so random. It's like... I think we've missed one of my favourite lines. The you've always been like a son to me. Well, a nephew anyway. This is great.
I don't think if he had to go, I don't think he would be able to afford to go on holiday working in a bloody supermarket.
No.
But having him as your manager would be perfect.
Yeah.
You can get away with murder.
Yeah, no,
pretty
exactly.
much.
Yeah. It's great. Just see all the light reflected on the back of the eyes. Like,
Yeah.
and this is really, I love this. I think this is where, yeah, she's walking along this perspex wall, and then she just knocks, and then Igo comes through the other side. So it's like how do you stage this scene? It's like, I don't know, it's just having with a perspex wall.
That's got a bit of a glow to it with its photography.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Look, this music.
Earwax.
Yeah, this music's amazing. It's so atmospheric. It just makes it all feel so epic.
It really does.
Yeah, and you're watching a sci-fi movie, and it's like, and just because he's small and inside someone's body, it's actually, but it feels like he's exploring, unknown reaches of the universe.
Yeah,
it's
like he's kind of like gone to the centre of the earth or something.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just got a wonderful sci-fi fantasy vibe to it.
And then you can see with the light, all the particles in the air.
Yeah.
How they've done that.
Yeah, apparently that's all this little glittery stuff they put in the water.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these sets were in water, and apparently they'd literally get about 2 or 3 takes out of them before they started to just disintegrate and dissolve.
That's a great little moment. He comes out of the car, puts his finger in his ear.
You just hear the little. Okay, this is brilliant.
This is fantastic. I'm possessed.
And the way if you can imagine, these guys looking around, and then suddenly he just says, "Who, me?" And everyone's reaction to him. Because if you imagine, no one else is hearing this.
Well, you were saying they reshot. Is it reshot? Did they reshoot this sequence?
It's the next scene, I think.
Next scene.
Yeah. Yeah. Who, me? And then suddenly they're all like, right, this is the scene. Apparently they shot this before with other actors, and I think both Martin Short and Joe Dante just didn't think it was working too well.
So I know him I recognise him on the left.
Yeah, so apparently these two actors are people that Martin Short worked with before in his sort of comedy troupe days, and so they brought them in to reshoot the scene to get all this sort of timing done, which works great.
I think the guy on the left, he popped up in like Happy Gilmore,
right?
And he's employed to sort of put off Adam Sandler from kind of playing golf.
Right. Yeah.
I love this line.
Okay, the Doctor's great in this scene. Good news, Jack. See, that proves it. Demons talk through you, not to you. It's like that's the scientific definition.
It's like all his money must go on medical bills.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I love his babe because he blinds him.
Yeah.
He goes,
oh
blind."
God! Now he's talking about God. That's talking about God.
Because was it in the interviews for this movie when they promoted it, Dennis Quaid had said that he'd sit in the set piece, and Martin Short he'd have an earpiece in, wouldn't he? And Martin Short would feed him the lines, his dialogue, then he can react to it.
Yeah, apparently, from what I gather from most of this, they were both on set at the same time, and actually,
It really helps with the performances.
Riffing off each other through the radio mics.
And I think that really probably plays the best when it's kind of like, when it's. I suppose would they do it for the people wouldn't do it for the dance sequence, would they? It would have to be. It would only be one when you don't see Martin Short on camera, but you can hear his voice.
Yeah. Again, the dance sequence, I think, is one where it was in the script originally and they cut it out and then decided they needed to do it in the pickups.
One room bed sit.
Yeah. Yeah, 80s TV. Like there's the VHS tape just comes flying out of the recorder through the window. And then when the delivery man turns up, he's got it. It's great because it's a little comedy moment, but it just sort of connects them together.
Of course.
Yeah. I think it's good because I think you spend enough time seeing him reacting to the fact that he's hearing a voice and wanting to not believe it, and then just this moment where he calms down and then he gets a chance to explain things to him.
Safeway. There's still Safeways in the UK? Or did we never have Safeway?
I don't know if we ever did, or if they were under a different name here.
Probably called Gateway. Is that Gateway shop? No, I maybe think of something else.
And it's great, and suddenly logically it all makes sense to him now. And suddenly, right, he remembers the syringe. He remembers, it all makes sense. Oh, this guy's in. I
recognise him.
Yeah, he's in a few Dante things. He's one of the guys in Gremlins 2 that's taken the Mickey out of the rules.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Shut up your TV just like Elvis. So this is an action scene that, again, I think it was originally in the script that he has this encounter with the heart, but they cut it out for budget reasons. And then when they had the film together, I think Spielberg went, "We got to have that action scene back in here. It needs to get back in."
Aren't those like Johnnies when they go past? They look like Johnnies before they're like,
No, I don't think
rolled
so.
up.
They look a bit like it. No, I think they're actual just plastic molds. Because Roger Ebert said that all the footage was actual real medical photography.
Oh, really? It completely fooled him?
Yeah. So apparently, I think Dennis Muren sent him one of those blood cells, plastic blood cells they made just to prove that it wasn't.
He probably ate it. This field.
So
It's very clever
is
though,
great.
because as soon as his pressure starts going up, everything starts moving. He's now put Dennis Quaid in danger.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's such a simple little idea, but the consequences are massive, and it feels like a huge epic action scene. I mean, it's great, and you know exactly what it is, and apparently, yeah, that was those flaps were just, so that's just a model, and the flaps are just being pulled apart by sticks.
It's crazy.
People either side of it just doing it.
This was, if you look at things like Star Wars and what ILM had also done, they're best known for.
Yeah.
But when you look at this just seems far more daring and
Oh,
far more challenging.
yeah. Well, the thing about Star Wars is that a lot of the effects are, spaceships against stars, and and that's still really not easy to do. But if you look at, I mean, obviously you don't really see them anymore because of the special editions. But if you look at the original versions of the Star Wars movies, a lot of the effects that were, like terror bound, on terra firma and in daylight, looked pretty dodgy. Whereas this, so then you look at this stuff where the optical comping in this stuff has to be spot on.
Yeah.
And I know we've had discussions about the some of the dodgy optical comps that ILM have done in the past.
Well, Last Crusade. Well,
yeah.
Well, 2 years later, with
Yeah.
Last Crusade, there's
The effects in Last Crusade,
awful opticals.
Most of them are horrible.
Like they've just been put through the wash.
Yeah.
You know.
But I know the supervisor of Last Crusade, that was, his name's gone out of my head. He followed that up with Die Hard 2. And I remember thinking, okay, he's back in my good books now because the
effects
model
are
work
good.
in Die Hard 2 is just astonishing. Okay, and again, so now the stakes suddenly go up because now suddenly even the people that should be on their side aren't. It's where Dennis Quaid's or Tuck's cynicism pays off because he doesn't trust anyone. I love the way the re-enlargement process is the tricky one. Now we've got a ticking bomb.
Drama.
It's so harsh.
He's expendable.
Yeah. I always used to love that line. See that door? Use it. It's great.
Well, that kind of foreshadows kind of slightly when he
Yeah, 'cause
digests.
We're going to see a teeny tiny human skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a nice car. The way
His face.
it's great. So this apparently is an unfinished highway at the time that no one could use. So they shot most of their road stuff on this.
Huh.
So all the cars are theirs. Everyone's on there. It's part of the film. Oh, sorry.
Okay, if you find any cancer, just destroy it for me, please.
Yeah.
Shoot it all.
Exactly. Okay, and yeah, so now this scene was added in after the initial cut because they felt they needed more of a bonding process between Martin Short and Dennis Quaid. But you know what is remarkable about this film is the chemistry between these two guys is spot on, and they're never in the shot together.
No.
You know,
I think
obviously until the end, but it's. I don't think you can undervalue what an amazing achievement that is for the actors and the director to stitch this together to have this chemistry working.
a Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
Make sure it's obviously clear it's a Warner Brothers movie.
Yep. Okay, I always had a problem with this. It's like he's gonna swig that back, and Dennis Quaid's gonna take some of it into his hip flask, but it'll all be covered in his saliva and stuff. It's like, I was always like, oh no,
It's basically snogged.
yeah. But I just love that shot looking up at his esophagus, and you just see this big white light coming on because as his mouth opens. Oklahoma Tire. Yeah, I kind of quote that a lot. That great Jack.
He's got a very similar kind of when he does those kind of like cheeky grins, very Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, he's got a great grin. I mean, the Dennis Quaid could have been a bigger star than he was.
Mm.
He
Do you think he'd maybe done a few kind of like middling kind of hits that didn't really kind of do that well? And
Yeah.
maybe kind of seen as not as box office
yeah.
success, really, not as like
Well, yeah.
not a profitable actor.
Well, he did movies. He did this, and he did Enemy Mine. Both movies that were slated to be massive hits.
Yeah,
were
Enemy Mine
assumed to be
especially.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they both this obviously failed a bit. Enemy Mine, I think, failed massively.
I love Enemy Mine. I thought it was good.
Yeah, Enemy Mine's great. Some great ILM stuff in there. So.
Yeah, superb. That was Wolfgang Petersen's kind of big, American movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I've maybe Never Ending Story, maybe in the first English one, but Enemy Mine was going to be the big.
Never Ending Stories, to look into the
German
production history of that because it's all over the place. I know ILM did some of the effects in it. I don't know if they're credited though.
It was a shame, really, Meg Ryan, when she had her lips done, didn't she?
Yeah.
And she just turned. I don't know, just like it's also happened. Is it Leslie Ash who was in Men Behaving Badly?
Leslie Ash, yeah.
It
all went wrong.
Yeah, it's something. They both have a very similar kind of look now.
Both, beautiful women that oh dear.
Yeah. They're like they both belong in a Dick Tracy movie or something as a villain.
Aged a bit more gracefully.
I know.
I mean,
it's a shame.
I suppose everyone's doing it, and everyone was certainly doing it back then. But I mean, Meg Ryan's personality and comic chops are definitely evident in this movie, and then obviously you then have When Harry Met Sally, a few years later.
Well, Meg Ryan's apparently very difficult to interview. She's not very forthgiving when you see on. She's often reluctant to give any decent answers on TV. I've seen quite a few kind of awkward interviews and stuff.
So there's a bit of a mistake coming up. Where you see,
you're going to undo the whole movie.
Yeah, we're going to destroy the whole thing because I hate this movie and I want to ruin it for everyone. No, it's so this. I mean, because obviously most of these POV shots, they would stage the scene with Martin Short and film it, and then they would just do it again with him with a camera on his head to get the POV shots to match up with the live action that's going on. And then but obviously this staring into a mirror thing obviously is done differently. But if you watch him, he starts to look away. He starts to look what? He can't look away.
Oh yeah.
If he looks away, then we've got to look away as well.
Yeah.
There's just a little muck up. Okay. So this guy that comes in and talks about the cowboy, he's a director now, I think, or he's directed a lot of TV and stuff. In fact, his name's gone out of my head. She just gets the ashtray out of the drawer. Yeah, this guy here, I think he's directed a lot of TV shows. Okay, right, and now we're going to see the other Dante regular, Robert Picardo.
He's probably his best role. I think out of
yeah. Okay, well, I'll tell you,
movies.
I was discussing this with our mutual friend Mark Price, the director, who's a great director and good friend of mine, and we were I think having beers and discussing this, and we came to the conclusion that Robert Picardo playing Martin Short playing Robert Picardo being the cowboy is one of the greatest on-screen performances of all time. I think we tweeted it out as well.
Well, it's one of the weird things when you see, like, it's like when you watch Monty Python and they're doing it in Life of Brian and the stoning.
Yeah.
And you've got men pretending to be women, pretending to be men.
Yeah.
How weird is fucked up that
great.
is. You know?
It's great, yeah.
Any women here today?
Yeah. No. But it's fantastic. It's I think Robert Picardo always mentions that this was the one movie where he had his own theme. He's very happy about that.
It was like the cowboy sound, isn't it? Yeah.
He just takes over. No, here we go.
Look at that big jacket she's got on.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's 80s shoulders.
I know. Madness.
Of course, the lines coming up that I will remember to this day in the cinema, people just roaring with laughter, which is the play with it, pal, but don't talk to it.
Now, because this movie runs at 2 hours long, do you think it may be a tad too long for a comedy?
I think it's a teensy bit baggy in the middle. I think. But
I think the
subplot
subplot with the cowboy, which I find very funny and interesting, I think it kind of gets a little bit too relaxed with its pacing.
Yeah.
And when they go to the nightclub and things like that. So there's not real any kind of story happening. It's just them trying to.
It's just and
attention.
it's all enjoyable to watch because it's funny and you've got these great actors just playing things for laugh. But you're right. I think it could do with trimming a bit. But
I always say to myself, a comedy. If you're dealing with if you I know this has slices of kind of drama and science fiction and tension throughout. I mean, but it's very largely pushed to be a comedy.
Yeah,
and I think comedy should really come in at around an hour 45.
Yeah,
because always with the Judd Apatow kind of comedies where they always when I was working as a projectionist, you know, when we always said because a film would come on, most comedies would be 5 or 6 reels max.
Yeah.
But Judd Apatow's would be 7 reels.
Yeah, like,
That's a
blimey.
reel too long
Yeah,
for a comedy.
it is. Okay, here we go. This is.
He's from Gremlins, isn't he?
He is. Yeah,
He gets the smokeless.
He's on with the smokeless ashtray.
Ashtray, yeah.
And I love this little gag as well.
Oh, he thought he pushed him away.
Just checking. Okay, right. Here's the bit coming out with the lightning when he gets tasered, and you see the pod get overloaded, but the lightning strike inside the pod is massive because obviously he's tiny. You see it coming up. It's great. Here we go. Look, watch this. Look, it's like
Look at that.
Yeah, it's just
Massive chunks.
this huge chunk of lightning.
Big, like the typical Fantasy 2 bolt chunks of lightning you'd see.
Oh yeah, from
in
like
Terminator.
Terminator. Yeah. No, this is ILM
It's ILM
lightning.
ones, yeah.
This is ILM lightning. Yeah. Not quite Richard Edlund.
No, it's not Big Trouble.
The Richard Edlund lightning is still the best.
Oh yeah.
Which obviously was ILM lightning for a while, with especially in the Return of the Jedi, the Emperor, the Emperor lightninging Luke, which is a new verb that I've just made up. I'm going to be lightninging you today. I love this shot coming up here, where you see Lydia through the window.
That's really good.
Yeah,
Very clever slices of direction there.
yeah. Again, it's like with Dante, you're watching even the simplest of actions. You just the staging and the way it's shot, and it's not.
He's really good with the 1:85 aspect ratio.
Yeah, he is. He makes it feel really cinematic, especially when he goes all Dutch.
Definitely.
He's good at the Dutch tilts in
because everything it doesn't feel like the whole film's covered in close-ups. It's all there's always you know the geography of the locations. You know, you can see the set perfectly. What they want you to to choreograph the movement of the camera and how people are moving around.
He shoots cinematically. I think, I
never used 2351.
No,
no. You ever did CinemaScope?
I think he. I mean, look, that's a beautiful cinematic shot there, and it's all in 1:85. But I think, when I listened to him once talking about his technique, he said he stages the actors and then he shoots it all in a master, and he wants the master to work as long as possible, and then you go in and do the coverage, and that's kind of a way I think about shooting things as well, because it just makes things more interesting if the master then starts to creep in and become a close up or do all this, and then Spielberg shoots that way. Zemeckis certainly shoots that way. I love this bit where she goes, "I know how to warm him up," and puts her hand on his leg, and Kevin McCarthy's sort of reaction is just, "I'll knock it off, Margaret."
Yeah, because he popped up in what was the other Joe Dante movie he did?
Oh, he did it. He
uses a clip of him from Body Snatchers and Gremlins.
Yeah.
I think this may be the only one he did.
Is the idea, look. Just love the way he says it. Yeah, no, he was in. He was in Twilight Zone the movie.
That's right. Yeah, when the kid. Well, it's a Joe Dante episode.
The Joe Dante segment, and he's in this, and I think he had he had a role in The Burbs, but was cut out.
Oh, right.
He played Tom Hanks' boss in the
That's
dream sequence.
right. Yeah. We mentioned that, didn't we?
Yeah. I go just listening to heavy metal. Okay, this is great. This is where you really get the impression that Kevin McCarthy's character, Mr. Scrimshaw is his name, isn't it? Is just not operating on all cylinders, which is exactly what Dennis Quaid says. This guy's not operating on all cylinders. Space is a flop. Who will control? Who will have that edge? Frankly, I don't give a shit.
It's great moments when directors cast actors who don't generally do comedic roles and they give them a comedic role, and it works so well. Yeah,
absolutely, because he's so caught up in his own pretense.
And that's because when he really comes into play, his comedic timings when well, actually when he tries to escape as well in a minute, but then there's when they get shrunken down.
Yeah.
You have to sort of try and use the telephone,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the whole false perspective stuff.
This is really clever.
That we're going to talk about later is, but we'll save that. This is apparently this speech that he gives, and you can hear like little bits of it. Apparently it's just really bizarre. That apparently they just came up with it on set because they realised they needed something for him to be babbling on about whilst Dennis Quaid and Martin Short were going through all this. Yeah. Now I think Joe Dante says he regrets that they never had a clean recording of that speech that they could just listen to because apparently it's hilarious. But this is great. Kevin McCarthy's reaction to when he suddenly jumps up and goes, "Yes, yes, I can see it." It's great. You read this little pep talk is great. You really buy it. Here we go. And here we go. All right, this action scene is tremendous. So now Martin Short is really hanging off something. I mean, obviously, a lot of the major stuff is stunt work, but that's great. I tell you what, you have no idea how difficult that would have been to cut that, to have that gag of look out for that truck from Dennis Quaid's point of view, and cut to it at the right time for you to see
Get him
it.
to react, like to sort of hide his own face.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I bet you that cut took ages to get right. So you've got all these, you've got all this stunt work, all this stuff. Look, there's actually Kevin McCarthy with the stunt man. Don't be a putz. Yeah, but you got both the actors doing this in some shots. Then you've got just Kevin McCarthy and the stunt man doing it, and then you've got two stunt men doing it. But this stuff, this is really that's really Martin Short. Look,
oh my God, yeah, because he must be like, he's probably harnessed in with his arm.
He's harnessed in. Okay, then and this is
the bike.
This is brilliant. Yeah, the bike goes through, and then it's when the car that comes through afterwards is great. So, look, that's actually Martin Short doing that.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, and then here comes the bike, and then this bit here where the car comes and Lydia has to swerve. Oh, that's so good. So he's got poles going up his legs there to it's a tremendous scene.
It's so great because you're saying earlier about their sort of friendship and their chemistry, but they're becoming really, really good friends. But he still hasn't seen Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, no, he's no idea. It's great. So now we now the whole cowboy stuff comes into it, and you're right. It's probably did you need to go to the club? Did we need to do all that? That's great. Knock it off. He's looking at her legs. I think that the whole relationship with them is handled really sweetly as well. But at the end, when she gives him the look, when she's getting married to Dennis Quaid. How did you know this was here?
Signs of an alcoholic.
Yep.
Brad?
She knows about. I'm saying nothing. Okay, this is one of the most bizarre moments. Okay, yeah. Here comes the vibrator joke. Igo's putting a vibrator on, and then this moment here. Look, it cuts this wide of this empty building.
Why is it all pink?
Yeah, this is the bit that's always cut out on TV. Okay, this is that suitcase. Look at it.
With
the stereo in it. See, this is it. I totally agree that this cowboy stuff is a bit convoluted, but I just love watching Robert Picardo playing him.
Oh yeah.
It's so good. Yeah, apparently he's just improvising all this stuff. Joe Johnny said, "Look, I'm just going to shoot you in the mirror. Just do stuff."
He's a really good character actor, that's the thing, isn't
Yeah.
it? Because he did a wonderful job in Legend, playing that
Yeah.
kind of
Oh yeah.
the witchy kind of thing comes out of the water, and you know, he
Yeah.
had to jump out of that when his horrible
Absolutely.
suit that's full of water. You know?
Yeah. I think he said that Rob Bottin used a cast of Robert Picardo that he had left over from something else because
Fully Legend.
Rob Bottin's he's used him in that and in Total Recall. He's Benny the
Yeah,
Cab, isn't he?
that's
Total
right.
Recall.
Yeah.
And so apparently Rob Bottin had so many molds of Robert Picardo's face that he didn't need to do it again.
Yeah. This comes up to said Republican.
Yeah.
The oxygen looks a bit like orange juice.
Yeah. It's good. Just a little reminder of the ticking clock.
Very 80s.
Yeah.
Look at that bloody wallpaper. It's great. It's like a battleship on Red Dwarf, isn't it? That's like Red Dwarf season 1, isn't it?
Yeah. But this is all a set. I mean, because later on when he turns into Robert Picardo, they do the whole one shot trick with where Robert Picardo plays Jack and
Yeah.
then runs round and goes through the false door, and strips off, jumps in the bath, and then they shut the walls behind him so the camera comes around and finds him.
Ah!
Yeah, I'll talk you through that when it happens. It's great. Again, it's something you can do as a piece of piss now.
Because usually to trick it sometimes was always have someone pass an object, like a wall, quickly so you can create that kind of...
a post-production.
Well, it's like in Halloween where, you know, once he puts the mask on,
yeah, that
takes off, there's a cut. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they're just literally about to run out of film.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, here we go. Lots of 80s music coming up now. I love that shot. He's just like staring at the cab, serious. So this is a real club, apparently. But and then
It's like a
there's
meat factory or something.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Inferno. Then we just randomly cut to the back of this person's head with glasses and a cigarette.
Look at that, yeah! Fucking hell.
Yep, it's the 80s.
You know, he's pop star. Look. She's got like a sort of Madonna look, isn't it?
Yeah, desperately seeking Susan. And then we suddenly cut to some narrator Michael Walden. As we dramatically crane down from the lasers to find Robert Picardo just dancing like a knob.
Oh, man. I'll be happily dancing like a knob on that dance floor.
Oh, that's me. If you see someone behaving this way on a dance floor, it's probably me.
I've had about 5 pints, I'll be doing all this. There's Top Gun dude in the back there.
Oh yeah. I love this because she sells it really well because she's like, oh god, this guy's a creep. I don't want to be around him. That's like that's how I imagine that all women I dance with on the dance floor are looking when they're turned away from me. Yes, I do that lasso move. I've been known to do it.
Somebody's over. Is that Brad dancing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me the gun.
Look at all the 80s guys around him. Oh, for a while now.
Because he's going clubbing, she's like now interested in it.
Yeah, no, exactly. This is a great shot. We come out from the close up of Robert Picardo to her, and then when he whispers something pretty gross to her, and then we track over to Martin Short. Whatever that is, and then over we go. Over to here. That little simple things like that I love.
May involve water sports. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure if I want to know what he says, but her reaction is quite good.
You're probably the only person at the supermarket that I haven't slept with.
His reactions to that is so good. It's so subtle.
She's the bicycle of the supermarket.
Yeah. That lady.
Look at those fucking shoulders. Ridiculous.
Yeah. A lot of the girls at my school look like that when you'd see them out at the weekend.
Someone's trying to cling to their youth.
Big Jack.
When he sees him, when he copies his face,
Yeah.
and he wakes up and he's like,
Yeah.
passes
So
out.
I want to know what he's saying. Like,
Funniest moments.
but the timing coming up in this bit, I love, and again, and Goldsmith's music as well. Where he's storming into the hotel to take him out, and he's like, "That's the wrong door. Look, that's an exit, Jack. Come on." And then he opens the door, and the cork the cork from the bottle goes through the door. Hey, Big Jack, don't knock, just come. I love that. I'm stimulating your adrenal gland as he's doing this thing on the screen.
I like the cowboy. Even though he's kind of perceived as this kind of slightly kind of maybe slightly aggressive or just kind of it's very self-centered.
Yeah,
but he's not like horrible to anyone. He's very much like, because as soon as he's introduced to Martin Short, he's like, hello,
Yeah.
It's just, but he's
I love this. This is
about to hit it.
and he comes in, kicks down the door. Yeah.
He falls off the bed. And he's still wearing those cowboy boots. He has sex with those cowboy boots on.
I make love with my boots on. Beauty punch anyway, Big Jack.
This is like, what would he have this technology? Would he like? What would it be? How would it be? How would it be employed
On a rabbit.
inside a rabbit?
know.
A rabbit's face change into a human.
It's this is now totally in the realm of fantasy.
Yeah, I do like how they've shown him. He's got the manual out, and he's
He's got his glasses on.
reading glasses,
and he goes, "It's complicated." That sells it.
Yeah.
Is it going to hurt? Yep. Okay, so now this is just air being blown into his mouth at different frame rates. So it's just all this is very cartoony Joe Dante. And then look, he starts like it's at a 5 or 6. No, it's a 5. Right, here we go. This is all one shot now. Okay, here comes Robert Picardo. Robert Picardo with a wig on and in the costume. I love the way he chucks the boots at her.
He's really nailing the mannerisms.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah,
isn't he?
Right, now watch. Here we go. It's out of shot, and then now in comes Martin Short. So that's Martin Short now, and Robert Picardo is running around the back, taking his clothes off, jumping in the bar, and apparently there's a makeup artist that plops the wig on his head, and then shuts the door, shuts the wall, because we haven't cut. Around we go, and there he is. So that's all one shot.
Crazy, man.
It's fantastic. This is actually Robert Picardo. See, people were thinking, is that makeup? Is that what? How is that? That's actually just Robert Picardo's face does that. But you're right. This is when me and Mark Price were, who you should get to do one of these things, by the way. But he's a fun guy. But
Fruit Loop.
We were but we were like
Very
drunkenly dissecting this performance of Robert Picardo and came to the conclusion it's one of the greatest moments of screen acting ever.
Well, he's really kind of paid attention to how Martin
it's great.
moves around
Yeah.
and how he kind of just acts in general.
It's brilliant. Don't beg, never beg, never beg. It's just so disgusting, the dog, for begging. So here we have this whole sequence is Robert Picardo pretending to be Martin Short, pretending to be him, putting on an accent to be. I mean, it's just mind blowing, and it's really well done. All the little playing with the food and stuff that he does. God, I hope not. But then coming up is the transformation back, which is real Rob Bottin.
It really
stuff.
kind of, as a kid, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
what is
it's
this?"
really-
Really freaked me out.
And I've said, and I don't know if there's anyone out there that can help us with this, but I've really, really tried to search for any pictures of that Rob Bottin prosthetic on set. Looking like how it did look, because it's designed to look a certain way at moving about at this high frame rate.
I suppose, I do remember when I was going through the film, when I was editing the review, and if you go frame by frame of that shot, you can kind of see it when it's in focus and not kind of
moments, not motion blurred.
Yeah, and it does look so weird.
I'm sure it's like an absolute monstrosity. I think I heard Joe Dante describing it, saying it was just this weird thing with two faces.
Mm. Flying over the hat.
I just Dennis Quaid's like, Jack.
Doesn't he come in and he faints when he sees them? They've been shrunk. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think he faints now. I think when the transformation's happening,
he does it again later on. It's completely useless.
Yeah.
I love how the villains are surrounded by bodyguards who just cannot cope with the stress.
They just can't cope with it. No, he's just playing with his food. And Margaret's reactions to this, like. But when you go to her lab, you see that all her lab assistants are all hunky men.
Yeah.
Classic.
Oh, God. Oh, I could do with that nice big glass of orange juice.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's so close, so close to getting it. Don't talk.
Oh no!
And the cowboy music comes in.
Oh no!
Hell no. No, he's what? He's what?
Ricardo just looks so
does.
weird when
Yeah.
he's got hair
Yeah, I
like
know.
that. It kind of looks,
Yeah.
don't you recognise him? He's got like a weird, like the input on his hand, his robotic hand thing. Like
Right.
that's sort of VGA input. on
This is before USB. Oh, this we track in, and then the frame rate changes, and they start blowing air in his face. And then- okay. That is.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Don't do it. Okay. And then he faints. Okay, there it is. Look at that. Look at that.
That is fucking
That
bonkers.
is. It's just absurd. It's incredible. I really want to know what it looks like.
He's hiding behind.
Yeah.
Oh god,
And then suddenly, boom. She goes, oh.
it's so weird.
It's so clever. Oop.
Oh, it's got the dog food.
Yeah. Did you eat it, you stupid animal?
Never wear white, like that. One
Yeah.
slight stain, you ruined your whole scene. There's gonna be a moment now, isn't it, when they, Dennis Quaid gets passed on to her.
Yeah.
Because they obviously kiss.
They kiss, yeah, and he goes into her. And then goes back again. It's
So it'd have to be because he's still, I presume, located near the throat.
yeah. Well, I'm assuming that's
He can be hiding in his little toe, can he?
Yeah, no. He's definitely
A long way to go.
So he can get caught up in the saliva transfers. But and then obviously when he finds out he's in her because he sees his kid,
That's right. Yeah.
which was obviously conceived that night she ran off. Yeah, this is where he says it was my heart that was broken, not my toe. What? It's a real mind fuck.
Oh yeah, because
I
now
mean, it
he's
is.
got he's now, going to go through with kind of kissing her. You know what I mean? It's like, well, he shouldn't really be doing this, should he?
No, but they're not really together, are they? And, she ran out. She ran out on him.
That's true. Yeah.
But it's I mean, you can you got to see it from her point of view. It's like what it's very very confusing because like is tucking him or what? But yeah, so anyway, they do this and then little transference of saliva and he gets caught up in it. You can see that little bit of flesh floating going past the window.
Oh yeah.
That was just apparently that's there all the time. Oh, and this elevator is not a real elevator. They were actually just came up on. They just had their knees bent, their knees, and all came up.
Amazing.
You see the set wobble as they come out. They're just coming up on their knees. And now it's all very 60s high tech sci-fi stuff with all the hunky male model lab assistants.
And it really kind of, I'm sure I saw something else which had a very similar design to what they used to get inside Martin Short was the guy with the robot hand kind of crawls into. I see like a similar design for I've seen before, and I was like, oh, this was a little bit like InnerSpace,
Igo's pod.
Yeah. That's it, Igo's pod,
Yeah. But the whole design aesthetic for it is that all the good guys are underfunded.
That's
and
right.
Cobbled together, and the bad guys are overfunded, and everything's sleek and. Anyway. He's such an idiot. He shoots himself with a taser gun. Idiot. I love that shot. The ring light comes over him. Okay, and so we're now gearing up for the finale fight scene that is just
the
tremendous.
musical cue which you really like when he's introduced to Dennis Quaid when he comes flying down into the stomach.
Yep, we're going to get to that. The music cue of all this action is, I think, one of the best action music cues ever. But right now you can hear the very sort of the 60s sort of sci-fi synth stuff going on.
Oh, definitely. Like, oh my God, he's pregnant. How'd I get here?
Okay, he plays this really well.
Oh yeah, totally shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have to imply that they've had sex, but then it all happens pretty quickly. So this baby wouldn't be formed that fast.
No, I think
this would have to have been months beforehand. But
yeah. Well, I think the implication is definitely that the baby was conceived on that night at the beginning of the film. I think Dennis Muren does say they took a little bit of artistic license in how formed the baby was at this stage of the pregnancy.
Yeah.
But they just had to tell the story.
That's a really clever design. I think it really kind of shows you the advanced technology they have.
Yeah, exactly. It's all sleek.
And everything he has, Igo's kind of got is like the whole contraption is just really a weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing benign about that pod. But I just love the way Kevin McCarthy grabs the injection gun when he says, "Let's re-enlarge."
Or she's now going to kind of break into the science lab and say, "Everyone inside," and then everyone gets shrunk, don't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And she said, "Why risk that? Once he's got the chip." It's just the way he grabs it with this serious look on his face. Let's re-enlarge.
Oh, that'd be horrible. Such a mess.
Yeah, can you imagine? I love that moment where he breaks out. So this is leading to a gag that I certainly didn't see coming when I first saw this.
I always forget about it.
Mm.
Like when you think, oh yeah, how do they kind of end this movie?
Mm.
And then it's like they've all kept shrunken, and I don't think they go back to normal size, do they?
No,
No,
because they end up in the suitcase in the.
That's right. Yeah.
Should have paid attention.
50%.
Yeah. Okay, this is a good gag when the just keeps going around in a circle. So this is just a repeat of the previous shot that's mirrored as he's going into her middle ear. And this is a great idea. He just blasts out the Sam Cooke song. So we're leading up to one of the classic moments of the hero, Martin Short, thinking that he's got extra power because Tuck's in him, and he hasn't.
This is a bit.
This is it, yeah.
He sees him again. He faints again.
the man's a high school graduate.
It's very difficult to fall back.
Yeah.
Without kind of trying to stop yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
His face is
He's like grinning.
Joker.
Yeah. And I just love this because he doesn't actually hesitate when he knows that Tuck's not in him, and he goes, "Oh, sorry, Mr. Killer," but he's actually playing an act because then he just boots him.
Oh shit!
Oh, shit!
A shit in a PG.
Yeah,
I think you can have one. I think you can say shit once in a PG. I think maybe.
we used to have more than that back in those days.
Yeah, in Goonies they swear.
Yeah, it's great. So now he's like, okay, whether Tuck's him or not, he doesn't care. He's gonna.
No, I think it's also how you use the word shit, isn't it?
There's the whole swearing rule thing is there's about the connotations as well.
Yeah.
So we're leading up to not only the great action sequence between the two subs inside him, but also this incredible false perspective set.
Has to be a proper long snog that would be to get
Oh
to
yeah,
go back over.
Well, yeah, isn't that? That's that's
Aggressive,
That's
suck your face
that's
off
how
kind
I
of
always,
thing.
that's how
It's a Roger Moore kiss.
yeah.
Sucks the youth from you. All your life force. yeah.
I always kiss a girl as if I need Tuck Pendleton to transfer. Like, but okay, so here we're coming to the false perspective set that is basically half a car with half a giant version of the car behind them, and then a giant there. So that is false perspective. It's all in camera. They're just far away.
So clever.
It's insane. I
Because it's the seats, aren't they? Like,
Yeah.
because Martin Short and Meg Ryan, they're not actually leaning back against the seats, are they?
So you got little puppet hands, and you got real Kevin McCarthy and Fiona Lewis. So it's all on set.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. It's insane. As if this movie hasn't been complex enough up until this point.
Yeah.
And then you have this. This is also why it won the Oscar. All this false perspective stuff. little puppet legs. 8 points. Okay, right, here we go. Right. This is where some of the most amazing action music ever kicks in. When it cuts to I go, I love it.
I used to be scared of this bit as a kid.
It's so atmospheric and tense. These Goldsmith sort of high strings and high flute just echoing away. Oh, it's so good. Smacking his ass. So there's like giant head puppets. There's tiny puppets intercut with false perspective, and it's mind blowing. And these all go motion.
You'd be panic as hell because you wouldn't know, because you're the machine. You're Dennis Quaid's in. You think, how am I going to?
Yeah.
It's not designed to attack people.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's got to try and think of a way to.
Yeah, what can I do? Pep squeak. Pep squeak. Bites his nose.
Oh dear. And it's got Dennis Quaid's kind of music as well, like the hero tune.
Yeah. And it's all go motion animation puppets.
Phil Tippett was a pro at, wasn't it? Go motion.
Yeah. I mean, he invented go motion for Dragon Slayer.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Which is
I think most people kind of fondly remember it for Ed 209, don't they? Actually,
that's
maybe
stop
the
motion.
Rancor.
That's stop motion.
That's
Which is different. Yeah.
The
go motion's where the puppets are being moved. The main movement is done by rods during the exposure of the frame, so it creates motion blur.
I'm sure Ed 209 had that employed.
I think it's just stop motion. But I might be wrong, but I think it is. But anyway, back to this, because this is all go motion stuff, and then this little go motion puppet comes out as the ejects.
Right. How would you expose your own legs to the elements of that stomach and stuff?
I think he's got a wetsuit on under that.
Such a girl, isn't he?
Still hear him breathing away in the background. This is one of my favourite bits of the music, the way this builds when he's slipping down the esophagus.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're cutting into the flesh and stuff. It's like KY jelly all over it. Like Ghostbuster 2 slime a little bit there.
Yeah. Oop, and
Nope.
he's swallowed. Again, that's a bit of. I think they call it pin blocking or whatever. Is where how they project the little picture in there.
Oh, it's like it's doing a little poo. Isn't it?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, no, he's in the stomach, and you see all these bits of food
I love how they
jumping
kind
about.
of music, the green lighting. You
Yeah.
see, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, come on, Quaid.
Yeah. I just remember as a kid watching this, I was like, this is just so damn good.
Yeah.
This is, all we get now is swarms of CGI things flying around cities blowing up. That's always the big action scene. And this stuff's so creative.
Inside someone's stomach, and he wants him to sort of, get more like anxious now. Isn't it?
Yeah. My point of view is the size of Candlestick Park.
That goes my also.
He starts,
Oh, look at that.
starts churning the stomach acids.
Start the reactor, Quaid.
Which is from a commercial. The stomach pains. And he goes.
Oh. Just digested him straight away.
Yeah. So the assumption now, I assume, is that the stomach acids can get, just eat away at the wetsuit part of him, and because he's in for the pressure, his head's enclosed in a helmet, isn't it? But
that's right. Yeah.
it's sort of. I guess it just
That's
eats
amazing,
away.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's a huge set, and then we have a false perspective thing in a bit with a fisherman and cyclist going by. Yeah, so that's that's a false perspective set. Sorry. And this is just such a great, simple idea. How do you get him out of the body fast enough? Sneeze him out.
Exactly.
Oh, and I believe the bit coming up is also cut out on the TV version,
Which was that?
where they reference The Exorcist. Where eat me, drink me. Goes, it's from The Exorcist.
Oh, right.
It's a family movie referencing the eat me sequence of The Exorcist.
It's also how do you get out of the stomach?
Well, who cares?
Okay.
Well, he's been going. He can get places. He just can't get outside. He probably goes in the intestine and cuts a hole and comes out. And
Plot hole.
He's just got to get. Well, he's just got to get in the bloodstream from somewhere, and then he can go around.
I know.
But I love the fact that the fact that he's a hypochondriac allergic thing. Actually comes to the rescue. Everything hangs on him having a sneeze. Okay, this guy's face is great, but especially when they're taking the pod off his glasses.
You have to rely on someone to have glasses on, to be sneezed at. You have to make sure he sneezes into a like a jug.
This close up of his face is great. He's like.
That's so clever.
Yeah.
Because with the tweezers, he just touched the water.
Yeah.
It implies that he's grabbed something.
Yeah. And the chips all stuck to chewing gum in his pocket.
$100 bill. $100.
Okay, right, and here we have the. I think this was just thought up on set. This gag because this is what these these hands do. Okay, yeah. Look. It's from The Exorcist.
Yeah, because he must cut that dialogue quickly.
Yeah.
To get to the Alice in Wonderland line.
Yeah. And then there's a lovely little gag here where it all builds up with a countdown. The music swells, and then it doesn't happen. It's a great little bit of timing there.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it was drink me.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking a minute ago. I thought, yeah, she does eat it, yeah. And I remember that in the cartoon.
So then you notice that when that happens, all the paperwork is blown away from the
Yeah.
shield because it's it's enlarging and pushing the air out.
And I love it's still got that attachment to it, yeah.
Yeah, Igo's thing's still there.
It's still moving.
It's a great moment. Yeah. It's a great moment. And then after all this is the first time these two actually end up face to face. And it's a really great moment. So, yeah, no, they're together now, mate. Sorry.
You've got the other girl.
Yeah.
The one who slept with everyone at the supermarket. Apart from
But
you.
then that doesn't matter, you know? Suddenly it's about them as buddies.
Exactly.
It's great. It's so nicely done. And I just remember as a kid, you're just grinning like an idiot when those two finally get to see each other.
Oh, definitely. And it cuts to them getting married.
Yep. And I say all
Is she pregnant? We see it's a big bump.
Well,
No, she's not, so it must be pretty quickly then.
Yeah, shotgun wedding, mate. You know, come on.
Shotgun wedding.
So yeah, so most of the guests that turn up are actually Martin Short's friends, and
Because Dennis Quaid doesn't have any mates. Because he pissed everyone off.
Yeah,
He's going to be a complete arse.
yeah.
Let's give himself a bit of Superman hairdo.
Yep. Little kiss call. This is a lovely little moment.
The best bit we see his colours.
Yeah,
He's like laugh.
he has the dirtiest laugh.
Oh yeah, he's great.
It's Robert Picardo. Okay, this is only funny when you know what's in the case. When he's like smashing it about like this. It's such a dirty laugh.
It's a dirty shitter laugh.
He's got bra around his head.
Shut up, Margaret.
That's a false perspective arm, apparently. The and down to the boots.
It's mine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, why is she there? Why is his boss there? Why is the doctor there? But I love the way this is staged. These people will come in one at a time, and then you just grab. Who's the cowboy? It's classified. It's like,
Yeah. I love that because
Yeah.
each character's lined up to give them this kind of
yeah,
continuation.
look. Who's the cowboy? It's just like just gets those two in for that last line.
Because she makes a huge blunder by just saying, "Oh, let's date, but not exclusively."
Yeah,
It's
not
like,
exclusively.
You're still
Yeah.
a bit of a bitch.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, exactly.
You're still a whore.
Yeah. Now everyone's like, well, no, so what they want to do a sequel? It's like, no, they don't. This is just,
Just fucking with
the
you.
adventure continues. It's not like I'm going to do a sequel, because you can't do a sequel to this unless you do miniaturizing again.
Yeah, then you do repeating yourselves, aren't you?
Yeah. So it's really just about his character just suddenly life's now an adventure for him,
Yeah.
and
He's finally broken out of his kind of shell.
yeah. Now he's
Of
off
paranoia.
to be a hero again, and that's the point of it. Then we have Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart's cover version of Twisting.
Rod Stewart's constipated singing.
Dream Lady. So I just think it's a wonderful, very fun. Yeah, let's see. Lydia's interviewed Jeffrey Boam.
Jeffrey Boam, yeah. Rance Howard. There you go. Supermarket
Yep.
customers.
Yeah, I just think it's a wonderful, fun film.
It goes against, well, not goes against, but I mean it does something that Joe Dante doesn't generally do. I mean, it was kind of, it was not like this quirky kind of horror. It was something definitely more commercial and bigger as well in terms
Yeah.
of, even though it's about miniaturization, it actually felt like a larger movie.
Yeah, no, it's epic. All that stuff is designed to feel epic, and but it's still got, Dante's
Got a tiny
sensibility,
wit, to it.
Yeah,
style
still,
of comedy.
Yeah, it's still got the bizarreness and the little moments where sometimes the comedy works if you just step outside of what and see it from the point of view of people that aren't in on what's going on.
Yeah.
And,
I'm Mark
and
Goldblatt,
suddenly becomes
additional
funny.
editing, sorry.
Yeah. So this won the Oscar for visual effects, and Dennis Muren winning yet another Oscar. I think he's got quite a few on his shelf.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, and he got another one for Terminator 2.
Yep.
And Jurassic Park.
Yep.
Bloody hell, he's got loads.
Mm-hmm.
What if he stores them in his toilet? Just takes a dump, you can sort of stare at them.
I assume they're all at ILM. But who knows?
Nah,
But
I take them home with me.
yeah, absolutely.
Gloat. Look what I've got.
But of course, he won for Return of the Jedi as well. He was part, because that was there was 3 supervisors on that. That was I think that was Richard Edlund's last film he did at ILM.
Yeah, and the first one was John Dykstra, wasn't it? So
Yeah, John Dykstra did the first one. Invented the Dystraflex camera. No, look, Martin Schultz Interiors produced at Industrial Light and Magic.
my insides at ILM.
John Knoll, animation camera
that rings a
operator.
bell, yeah.
John Knoll, who then goes on to invent Photoshop.
Did Rogue One?
Yep.
He
Oh yeah,
wrote it.
he kind of took over as the head honcho of ILM from Dennis Muren.
He did, yeah, because he did the Star Wars prequels, didn't he?
Yeah.
There's a lovely shot of John Knoll looking totally baffled and confused when George Lucas says Yoda getting his lightsaber. He's like,
Everyone wants to see this.
You're actually destroying everything now,
John
George.
Knoll, you can see him going, do they really want to see this?
Yeah, do they really want to see this?
Like,
It rhymes. It'd be great. It'd be great.
To George Lucas's credit, he stands there in that storyboard meeting declaring Jar Jar Binks is the key.
Also here you can see the spectral
And he's
recording
right,
in
because
very
he-
large font because this is the first movie to
yeah,
employ it.
Yeah.
Which is basically the next upgrade of Dolby Stereo. So I think it's Dolby Stereo Type B.
Right.
Type A is kind of old school
Yeah.
Dolby stereo.
And the old Amblin logo. This was this era where you had this Amblin logo come up at the end of movies was a special little period. It was great. Brilliant. Thank you. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was a good laugh. I think Brad Watson will be back with another commentary. I think we were discussing last night when we were a bit pissed. Krull.
Oh yeah.
I think Krull would be a good one.
Krull will be a good one. Yep. Yep, definitely.
Because Duncan and Richard refused. I said, who else? Who else would like to watch some Krull? And Brad was like, I'll do it. Excellent. There we go. So next commentary with Brad Watson will be Krull. Okay,
Excellent.
everyone, take care and goodbye.
Goodbye.